Have you ever felt a tug at your soul, as though the universe itself is whispering your name, calling you toward a destiny far greater than what meets the eye? Perhaps you've stumbled upon this message for a reason. What we're about to explore transcends the ordinary, touching on a spiritual phenomenon so profound that only a rare few ever begin to grasp it. If you're here, reading these words, it's not by coincidence. Something within you resonates with this, stirring an inner knowing that defies explanation. Maybe, just maybe, you are among the chosen ones destined to experience the unparalleled connection of a twin flame. Let us embark on this journey together, peeling back the layers of mystery surrounding this rare and sacred bond. Before we delve into the enigmatic twin flame connection, we must first understand the concept of a chosen one. A chosen one isn't merely a title, it's a state of being, a divine calling woven into the fabric of your soul. To be a chosen one is to be selected by the universe, by divine forces, or by your higher self for a purpose that transcends the mundane. It's not something you decide to be, it's something you are, from the moment you take your first breath. Chosen ones often walk a path of solitude and self-discovery. From a young age, you may have felt different, as though you didn't quite belong in the world around you. Your experiences might have pushed you to question reality itself. Perhaps you've had dreams, visions, or encounters with energies that felt otherworldly. These moments weren't random. They were signposts, guiding you toward a deeper understanding of who you are and why you're here. At your core, you've always known there's a greater purpose waiting for you, and it is within this sacred journey that the twin flame enters, a mirror of your soul, a partner not in the conventional sense, but in the realm of the divine. A twin flame is not merely a romantic partner or someone who shares your interests. They are the other half of your spiritual essence, the yin to your yang, the spark that ignites your soul's deepest purpose. When a chosen one encounters their twin flame, it isn't just about love, though love, in its purest and most transcendent form, will be present. It is about awakening, evolution, and fulfilling your divine mission in this lifetime. Yet meeting your twin flame is often not the idyllic experience one might imagine. On the contrary, it can be one of the most intense, challenging, and transformative encounters of your life. Why? Because your twin flame reflects back to you everything within yourself that remains unhealed, unresolved, or hidden. They are your mirror, showing you the parts of your soul that require growth and integration. The connection is magnetic yet overwhelming, like standing before a blazing fire. You are drawn to them with an intensity that defies logic, yet you may feel an equally powerful urge to run away. This push-pull dynamic is not a flaw in the connection, it is its purpose. It forces you to confront your shadows and step into your spiritual power. The twin flame of a chosen one doesn't stand out because of their physical appearance or external traits. Instead, they are recognized through the way they make your soul feel. Meeting them is like gazing into a mirror, not a physical mirror, but one that reflects the depths of your essence, your hidden potential, and the purpose of your soul. This recognition transcends appearances, reaching into the core of who you are and awakening something profound within you. When you encounter your twin flame, there is an immediate sense of familiarity and connection. It's not a feeling that can be explained through logic or reason. Instead, it is an intuitive knowing, a soul-deep understanding that defies words. You may feel as though you've known them for lifetimes, and in a very real sense, you have. Twin flames are bound by a spiritual connection that extends beyond time, often incarnating together across multiple lifetimes to assist each other in growth, healing, and the fulfillment of their divine missions. This connection goes beyond the superficial. When you look into their eyes, it's as if you're peering into your own soul. They reflect back to you both your light and your shadows, illuminating the parts of yourself that need healing and growth. It is through this mirroring that twin flames challenge and inspire each other to become the best versions of themselves. Their presence ignites a transformation, pushing you to step into your higher self and fulfill your soul's purpose. The journey with your twin flame is not always easy. Their role in your life is not just to love you, but to awaken you. They may trigger your deepest fears and insecurities, not to hurt you, but to help you confront and release them. This process can be intense, but it is also profoundly healing. Each challenge is an opportunity to evolve, to shed old patterns, and to align more fully with your true self. The bond between twin flames is magnetic and undeniable. Despite the challenges, their connection is rooted in unconditional love and a shared spiritual mission. Together, twin flames create a powerful synergy, a union that radiates love and light into the world. They are not just here for their own growth, but to contribute to the awakening of humanity, serving as an example of what is possible when love transcends fear and ego. Why is the twin flame connection so crucial for those who are chosen? The answer lies in the profound role it plays in your spiritual awakening and ascension. A twin flame is more than just a romantic partner or a kindred spirit. They are a catalyst for your soul's evolution and a guide to help you align with your higher self. This connection transcends the physical world, pulling you toward the deeper truths of who you are and why you are here. The challenges you face with your twin flame are not coincidental or arbitrary. They are divinely orchestrated. Every argument, misunderstanding, or moment of doubt serves a higher purpose. These moments are carefully designed to strip away illusions, break down ego barriers, and open you to deeper levels of love and understanding. The universe uses the intensity of this connection to ask a pivotal question. Are you ready to ascend? Are you ready to step fully into your divine purpose? One of the most significant aspects of the twin flame connection is its ability to reflect your inner world. The very things that trigger you about your twin flame are often the keys to unlocking your highest potential. Their presence brings to light wounds you may have suppressed, fears you have avoided, and insecurities you didn't even know existed. This is not meant as punishment. It is the divine plan in action, urging you to confront and heal those parts of yourself that are holding you back from becoming your true self. The pain, struggle, and intensity of the twin flame journey are powerful teachers. They challenge you to look beyond the surface, to seek the deeper meaning behind every interaction and emotion. Through this process, you come to understand that the journey is not just about uniting with your twin flame, but about uniting with yourself, your truest, highest self. As you navigate this connection, you begin to realize its ultimate purpose: preparation. The twin flame journey prepares you for a mission that extends beyond personal fulfillment. Together, twin flames are called to contribute to the spiritual evolution of humanity. Their union radiates a powerful energy that inspires and uplifts others, showing what is possible when love transcends fear, ego, and limitation. The twin flame journey is not for the faint of heart. Often described as both the most beautiful and the most challenging experience a soul can undergo, it is a transformative path that requires strength, courage, and an unwavering commitment to growth. For those chosen to walk this sacred journey, the stakes are even higher, as their connection holds not just personal meaning, but also a collective purpose. One of the most profound challenges in the twin flame journey is the triggering of deep emotional wounds. Twin flames act as mirrors, reflecting back to each other all the unresolved pain, fears, and insecurities hidden within. This process, though deeply uncomfortable, is not meant to harm. Instead, it is an invitation to heal, to confront the shadows that block your path to wholeness. When these triggers arise, take a moment to pause and reflect. What is this experience teaching me? What part of my soul is crying out for attention, understanding, and love? By embracing these moments as opportunities for growth, you begin the process of transforming pain into wisdom and resistance into acceptance. Another common challenge is the experience of separation. Many twin flames undergo periods of physical or emotional distance from one another. This separation, while often excruciating, serves a higher purpose. It provides space for each individual to focus on their own healing, to confront their own shadows, and to align more fully with their higher selves. Separation is not a punishment, but a period of preparation, ensuring that when the time comes to reunite, both partners are ready to fulfill their shared mission with clarity and strength. The journey can feel overwhelming, but the key to navigating its challenges lies in surrender. Surrender does not mean giving up. It means releasing the need to control the outcome and trusting in the divine plan. It is a practice of faith, believing that even when the path is unclear, every step is leading you closer to alignment and purpose. By surrendering, you open yourself to the flow of divine guidance, allowing the journey to unfold as it is meant to, rather than as you wish it to. Remember, the twin flame journey is not just about the union between two souls. It is about the union within yourself. It is a path of self-discovery, healing, and awakening that ultimately prepares you to share your light with the world. Though the challenges may feel insurmountable at times, they are the very crucible in which your soul transforms. Embrace them with an open heart and a courageous spirit, trusting that the divine is guiding you every step of the way. In doing so, you honor not just your connection with your twin flame, but also the sacred purpose you were chosen to fulfill. The twin flame connection transcends the boundaries of personal love or individual growth. It is a sacred bond with a profound collective purpose to assist in the spiritual evolution of humanity. For those chosen to embark on this journey, the union is not just a blessing but also a responsibility, a divine calling to serve the greater good. When twin flames come together, their combined energy generates a powerful ripple effect, one that raises the vibration of the world. Their love becomes more than a personal connection. It transforms into a source of healing and inspiration that reaches far and wide. Together, they act as co-creators of a new reality, one rooted in love, unity, and higher consciousness. Their union becomes a beacon of hope, shining brightly for others and inspiring them to awaken to their own spiritual potential. Every twin flame mission is unique, shaped by the individual gifts and life paths of each partner. For some, the mission may simply involve embodying unconditional love in their everyday lives, serving as living examples of what is possible when love transcends fear and ego. Their presence alone can inspire transformation in those around them. For others, their purpose might take on a more active form, collaborating on creative, humanitarian, or spiritual projects that heal, uplift, or awaken others. Whether their work takes the shape of art, activism, mentorship, or spiritual teaching, the essence of their mission remains the same: to contribute to the awakening of humanity. This journey is not without its challenges. It requires each partner to confront their deepest fears, heal old wounds, and grow into the fullest expression of their true selves. But through this process, twin flames not only elevate their own consciousness, but also create a path for others to follow. Their love becomes a mirror, reflecting the infinite potential that exists within every soul. The journey of twin flames is a profound and transformative path, one that demands unwavering commitment to personal healing and spiritual growth. It is not for the faint of heart, as it requires facing the shadows within, the fears, wounds, and insecurities that often lie hidden beneath the surface. Yet, this inner work is essential. Only by embracing the challenges of self-discovery and self-love can twin flames align with their higher selves and fulfill their shared purpose. This sacred mission is not linear. It evolves as you do. It takes courage to release old patterns, dedication to nurture your soul, and a willingness to trust the process even when the way seems unclear. Growth often emerges from moments of discomfort, and healing requires both patience and faith. As you embark on this journey, remember that the universe is your constant guide. Signs, synchronicities, and intuitive nudges will light your path, gently steering you toward your destiny. Though the road may feel uncertain at times, it is woven with divine timing. Your mission, uniquely crafted for your union, will reveal itself step by step as you learn to surrender and align with your true essence. Every moment, every challenge, and every breakthrough is a piece of the larger tapestry, leading you closer to fulfilling your soul's highest calling. So walk this path with an open heart and a fearless spirit. Trust in the process and know that your commitment to healing and growth is the key to unlocking the infinite potential of your twin flame journey. Together, you will shine as a beacon of love, unity, and divine purpose, inspiring others to awaken to the truth of their own souls. The twin flame journey is one of profound transformation. It is a path of fire and gold, burning away what no longer serves you and revealing the purest version of your soul. As a chosen one, you are not just called to love deeply, you are called to love expansively, in a way that uplifts and inspires the entire world. So, are you ready to embrace the intensity of the twin flame connection? Are you willing to confront your shadows and step into your divine power? If so, you and your twin flame have the potential to create a ripple effect of love and healing that changes not just your lives, but the lives of countless others. This is the gift of the twin flame journey, a love that transcends the personal and becomes a force for collective awakening. It is the ultimate expression of divine love in action, and it is the sacred mission of the chosen few. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the twin flame journey. If this message resonates with you, we invite you to like this video, share it with others who may need this inspiration, and subscribe to our channel for more uplifting stories and insights. Together, let's continue to shine a light on the path of love, healing, and transformation. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Imagine for a moment that your soul, in its infinite wisdom, chose the exact family you were born into, not as a random act of chaos, but with the precision of a master artist. It carefully examined the tapestry of this life, the challenges that lay ahead, and said, "This is where I will grow. This is where I will awaken." And yet here you are, questioning why you were placed in a family that feels like a battlefield. Why were you raised in an environment that seemed to chip away at your spirit instead of nurturing it? I've been there. You've been there. We all know the pain, the doubt, and the anger that comes with being born into a toxic family. But let me share a profound truth. Being born into a toxic family is not a punishment. It's not some cruel twist of karma designed to haunt you. It is a gift, a monumental, life-altering, paradigm-shifting gift. I know it doesn't feel that way. Not yet. But stay with me, and together, we'll explore the hidden wisdom buried within your pain. We'll uncover the reason why your soul chose this path and how it's shaping you into something extraordinary. Toxic families are like fire. They burn, leaving deep scars that linger far beyond the moments of pain. They hurt in ways words often fail to capture. Yet fire has another purpose. It forges. It tempers steel, making it stronger, more resilient, and capable of withstanding immense pressure. In much the same way, the challenges of growing up in a toxic family forge the soul, stripping away the comforting illusions that life is always simple or fair. They force us to confront the raw, unfiltered truth of what it means to be human, to experience pain, and ultimately, to grow from it. If you've ever felt like you don't belong, as if you were dropped into a family that doesn't reflect who you are, it's not a coincidence. That feeling of being different is your soul recognizing its mission. Toxic families are, paradoxically, the perfect training ground for those destined to break generational cycles. Those who bear this unique burden are often the ones we call the chosen ones. You weren't born to live an ordinary, unremarkable life. You weren't placed here to follow in the footsteps of the dysfunction you've witnessed. Instead, you were chosen to rise above it all, to transcend the pain and transform it into something beautiful. But why? Why would your soul willingly choose such a path of hardship? The answer lies in the nature of the toxicity you were born into. It is not random. It is deeply ancestral and generational. The pain, the dysfunction, and the harmful patterns that surround you are the cumulative weight of unhealed wounds, unspoken truths, and unconscious behaviors passed down through your lineage. These cycles didn't start with your family, but they were handed to them, and now they have been handed to you. And here's where your role becomes extraordinary. You, my friend, were born to stop it. You were chosen to be the one who sees the cycle clearly, who understands its weight and pain, and who has the courage to break it once and for all. You are here to heal, not just for yourself, but for all those who came before you and all those who will come after. Let that truth settle in for a moment. You weren't born to fit in or conform. You weren't meant to live a life dictated by fear, pain, or dysfunction. You were born to stand out, to challenge the patterns that have kept generations trapped, and to create a new legacy. This is what makes you the chosen one. It's not an easy role, but it's a sacred one. Through your courage to confront and heal, you are forging a path of freedom and transformation, not just for yourself, but for your entire lineage. To break a cycle, you must first experience it. You cannot heal what you don't understand, and you cannot rise above what you haven't faced. That is why you were placed in the middle of the storm, not to drown in its chaos, but to learn how to navigate its turbulent waters. Life has a way of putting us in exactly the situations we need to grow, even if they seem unbearable at the time. The storm is your teacher, your forge, your preparation for something greater. Take a moment and think about your family. What do you see? Do you see anger simmering beneath every conversation? Neglect, where love should have been? Manipulation, disguised as care? Or control, suffocating your sense of freedom? These are painful truths, but they are truths nonetheless. Now let's take this reflection a step further. Where do you see that same energy within yourself? This is one of the hardest questions to ask because it requires brutal honesty. It's far easier to blame our families for their dysfunction than it is to see how we've internalized their behaviors. But the truth is this: toxic families don't just wound us, they mirror us. They reflect back the parts of ourselves we are too afraid to face, the anger we suppress, the need for control we deny, the neglect we inflict upon ourselves by ignoring our own needs. And this is why, as painful as it is, your family is a gift. Their dysfunction is a mirror, giving you a chance to see yourself with raw, unflinching clarity. This doesn't mean their behavior is justified or excusable. It means it has a purpose. Within the fire of their dysfunction lies an unparalleled opportunity, not only to heal yourself but to transform yourself. As you begin to confront the wounds and patterns you've inherited, something extraordinary happens. You start to shift, to release what no longer serves you. And with every step you take toward healing, you transform not just yourself but the entire lineage from which you came. By breaking the cycle, you don't just end the pain for yourself. You end it for those who came before you and for those who will come after. So, as hard as it may be, look at your family with new eyes. See the storm not as a punishment, but as preparation. See the pain not as something to resent, but as a challenge to rise above. The storm is not here to destroy you. It is here to show you your strength. The mirror they hold up is not meant to shame you. It is meant to awaken you. And as you heal, you become the catalyst for an entirely new story, one where the cycles of pain are broken and replaced with cycles of love, growth, and freedom. Let's be clear. This journey is not easy. Being born into a toxic family is one of the hardest paths a soul can choose. It demands a level of resilience, courage, and inner strength that many never imagine they possess. It requires you to confront rejection from the very people who were meant to embrace you, betrayal from those who were supposed to protect you, and sometimes even the heartbreak of abandonment. It's a path fraught with challenges that test every fiber of your being. But here's the profound truth. While this path is painful, it is also transformative. The shift begins when you realize that your family's toxicity is not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their pain. The anger, manipulation, and neglect you've experienced are not about you. They stem from their unhealed wounds, their fears, and their limitations. Once you see this clearly, the burden begins to lift. Every time you choose love over hate, understanding over judgment, and compassion over anger, you are breaking the cycle. You are dismantling patterns that have persisted for generations, rewriting the story not just for yourself, but for your entire lineage. Each act of grace, no matter how small, is a powerful act of defiance against the toxicity that has sought to define you. Imagine for a moment, what would happen if you stopped fighting your family? What if, instead of resisting their dysfunction, you started to see them as your greatest teachers? This doesn't mean excusing their behavior or denying your pain. It means shifting your perspective to see the lessons hidden within the chaos. What are they teaching you about boundaries, about self-worth, about the power of choosing differently? This is where true transformation begins, not by running from the pain or pretending it doesn't exist, but by embracing it as a catalyst for growth. The wounds you carry from your family hold valuable lessons. They teach you resilience, the strength to stand firm in your truth, and the ability to love yourself even when others cannot. They challenge you to rise above the patterns you've inherited and to forge a new path defined by healing and wholeness. When you stop seeing your family as the source of your suffering and start recognizing them as the crucible through which your strength is forged, everything changes. Their actions, as hurtful as they may be, become an opportunity for you to define who you truly are. The rejection teaches you self-acceptance. The betrayal teaches you trust in yourself. The abandonment pushes you toward independence and self-reliance. Transformation doesn't come from denying the pain, but from embracing its lessons. When you lean into this truth, you step into your power. You begin to see the toxic environment not as a curse, but as the fertile ground where your resilience, compassion, and courage have taken root. And from there, you can grow into the person you were always meant to be, the one who breaks the cycle and brings light to the shadows of your lineage. Pain, especially the kind born from family, is a unique kind of hurt. It cuts deeply because it comes from the people who were supposed to nurture and protect us. But here's the thing: pain cannot be outrun. No matter how far you go, it travels with you, quietly settling into the corners of your heart and mind. Family wounds, whether they stem from criticism, neglect, control, or conditional love, shape who we are. They influence how we see the world, how we see others, and most profoundly, how we see ourselves. These wounds hurt deeply, but they also hold the key to our awakening. They are not just marks of what we've endured. They are lessons waiting to be uncovered. Every wound carries a truth. Every scar tells a story. And every moment of pain holds within it the potential for growth and transformation. Take a moment and think about the pain your family caused you. What emotions come to the surface? Anger, perhaps, at the unfairness of it all? Resentment at the betrayal of trust? Sadness at the love you needed but didn't receive? Maybe it's a mix of all three. Now pause and ask yourself a deeper question. What are those emotions teaching you about yourself? Anger might be pointing to your need for boundaries, showing you where your soul refuses to be mistreated anymore. Resentment may reveal the places where you've sacrificed too much of yourself to please others. Sadness might be highlighting the depth of love and connection you truly desire, a longing that's worth honoring and pursuing. The healing process begins when you realize a profound truth. The pain inflicted on you was never really about you. It was about them, your family's unhealed wounds, their fears, and their limitations. Their criticism, neglect, or control didn't reflect your value. It reflected their struggles. But somewhere along the way, you internalized it. You began to believe that their pain was a measure of your worth, that their inability to love you unconditionally meant you were somehow unlovable. This is where your true work begins. It starts with separating yourself from the stories your family wrote for you. The lies that say you're not enough, that you have to earn love, or that your voice doesn't matter. Healing means reclaiming your identity, peeling back the layers of their projections, and rediscovering who you are at your core. This journey isn't easy. It requires you to face the pain head-on, to grieve what you've lost, and to release the beliefs that no longer serve you. But as you do, something incredible happens. You begin to see the wounds not as defining scars, but as the fertile soil for your growth. You learn that your value was never tied to their actions, that their inability to love you as you deserved says nothing about your worth. Healing is the process of coming home to yourself, of reclaiming your power, and of rewriting your story. It's about transforming the pain of your past into the strength and wisdom of your future. And it all begins with the decision to face the pain, to learn its lessons, and to step boldly into the truth of who you really are. Healing isn't about fixing yourself. It's not about becoming something new or striving to be someone you're not. Instead, healing is about remembering who you were before the wounds, before the world's pain, judgments, and expectations left their marks on your heart. It's a process of peeling back the layers of conditioning, unlearning the stories you were told about your worth, and reconnecting with the essence of who you are. Beneath the hurt and the scars, your true self has always been there, waiting to be rediscovered. But true healing requires 3 essential things: self-love, self-compassion, and self-discipline. Self-love is the foundation of it all. It's the radical act of choosing yourself, even when others don't. It's recognizing that your worth isn't tied to anyone else's approval, affection, or validation. Self-love is about honoring your needs, protecting your boundaries, and affirming that you are enough exactly as you are. It's not selfish, it's essential. Without it, healing cannot truly begin. Self-compassion is the gentle voice that walks with you on this journey. It's the part of you that says, it's okay to feel hurt. It's okay to stumble. It's okay to not have all the answers right now. Healing isn't linear, and self-compassion gives you the grace to be human, to feel deeply, and to grow at your own pace. It's a reminder that you don't have to be perfect to be worthy of love and understanding, especially from yourself. Self-discipline is the commitment to show up for yourself every day, even when it's hard. Healing is not always comfortable. There will be days when old patterns resurface, when the pain feels heavier than usual, or when progress feels slow. But self-discipline is what keeps you moving forward. It's the choice to prioritize your well-being, to create habits that nurture your soul, and to take small but steady steps toward the life you deserve. Now let me ask you, what would your life look like if you lived as though you were truly worthy of love and happiness? Imagine waking up each day with the unshakable belief that you deserve kindness, joy, and peace. Not because of what you achieve or prove, but simply because you exist. What choices would you make? Would you set stronger boundaries? Let go of toxic relationships? Pursue your passions without fear of judgment? Living as though you are worthy isn't just a dream, it's a decision. It's choosing to align your actions with the truth of your value. It's letting go of the fear that holds you back and embracing the freedom to be unapologetically yourself. And as you do, you'll find that healing becomes less about overcoming the past and more about stepping fully into the life you were always meant to live. Breaking free isn't about cutting ties or abandoning your family entirely, though for some, that may be necessary for healing. Instead, breaking free is about something far deeper. It's about detaching from their energy, their expectations, and the narratives they've woven around your identity. It's about reclaiming your sense of self and loving them, not out of obligation or guilt, but from a place of wholeness and inner peace. True freedom isn't found in physical distance, though that can sometimes help. It's found in emotional liberation. It's in realizing that you no longer have to carry the weight of their opinions, their pain, or their projections. Freedom means recognizing that their actions, whether they were neglectful, controlling, or critical, do not define your worth. Their inability to show love in the way you deserved says nothing about your lovability. Detaching doesn't mean you stop caring about them. It means you stop letting their dysfunction dictate your life. You release the patterns and beliefs you've unconsciously inherited, the ones that tell you to stay small, to prioritize their needs over your own, or to live a life that satisfies their expectations instead of your own truth. When you break free, you allow yourself to see your family for who they are. Flawed, wounded individuals doing the best they can with the tools they have. This doesn't excuse their behavior, but it helps you understand it. From that place of understanding, you can choose how to engage with them in ways that honor your boundaries and protect your peace. When you heal, your transformation doesn't end with you. Healing is never a solitary act. It reverberates through time, creating a ripple effect that touches not only your life, but the lives of those who came before you and those who will come after. Your decision to confront and release the pain you've inherited is an act of profound courage, and its impact is far greater than you may realize. By choosing to heal, you break the chains of generational patterns that have kept your lineage trapped in cycles of pain, dysfunction, and unhealed wounds. You disrupt the flow of inherited trauma, paving the way for future generations to live with greater freedom, love, and self-awareness. And while the past cannot be changed, your healing shifts its energy. When you heal yourself, you honor your ancestors by showing that transformation is possible, even when they couldn't achieve it themselves. But healing doesn't mean fixing your family. You are not responsible for mending their wounds or solving their problems. Your greatest act of love isn't in trying to save them. It's in becoming the fullest, freest version of yourself. By stepping into your own power, you create a living example of what is possible. Your healing plants seeds of change in your family, even if you don't see immediate results. Sometimes those seeds take time to grow, and sometimes they bloom in ways you never anticipated. But your growth, your light, and your liberation inspire others in ways that words cannot. What if the greatest gift you could give your family is the permission to heal themselves by witnessing your journey? What if your transformation becomes their awakening? That's the power of your healing. It's not just for you, it's for everyone. Your family's toxicity is not your destiny, it's your training ground. It's the fire that forges you into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient than you ever thought possible. Each time you rise above the pain, every time you choose to heal rather than perpetuate the cycle, you fulfill your purpose as a chosen one. Your journey is not accidental, it's deeply intentional. You were not born into a toxic family by mistake. You were born into it because you are strong enough to transcend its challenges, wise enough to extract its lessons, and brave enough to transform its pain into purpose. The circumstances you faced were not meant to break you, but to shape you into the person you are meant to be. A cycle breaker, a healer, and a beacon of light for others. So, let me leave you with this question. If you fully embraced your role as a chosen one, if you stepped fully into your power, what kind of life would you create? What would your days look like if you believed, without a shadow of a doubt, that you are worthy of love, joy, and freedom? Remember, your healing is not just for you. It is your gift to the world. Every time you shine your light, you transform the darkness, not only for yourself, but for everyone around you. You are rewriting your destiny, and in doing so, you're paving the way for others to do the same. Thank you for allowing me to share this journey with you. If this message resonated with you, please consider subscribing to our channel for more inspiring content. Together, let's continue to explore, heal, and grow as we step into the fullness of who we are meant to be. Your light matters. Never forget that. We often hear whispers of the phrase, the chosen ones, a concept that evokes images of mythical heroes, destined saviors, and legendary figures. It feels like something out of a grand tale, something meant only for the extraordinary. But what if I told you that the chosen ones are not born but made? What if being chosen isn't about destiny but about transformation? A process that requires endurance, courage, and a willingness to face challenges most people never even recognize? These trials, these tests, are not physical. They aren't measured by strength or speed, nor do they manifest in forms visible to the naked eye. They are spiritual, mental, and emotional, the hardest challenges anyone can face. Few people even notice these tests. Fewer still endure them to completion. Yet for those who do, the transformation is profound. This is the truth about the chosen ones. They are not marked by birth but forged in fire. They are shaped through trials, refined by experiences that strip away all illusions, and molded into something extraordinary. And while this journey is arduous, it is also beautiful. Let's delve into this journey, step by step, test by test. Life itself is a test, but it's not the kind we imagine. A standardized exam with predictable questions and straightforward answers. Instead, life's tests are deeply personal and uniquely tailored to each of us. They are designed not to measure what you know, but to reveal who you are. These challenges illuminate your hidden strengths, expose your vulnerabilities, and force you to confront the fears you've long avoided. For the chosen ones, these tests are particularly intense. They don't seek out these trials. Instead, they are drawn to them by an unrelenting inner pull, a deep, unshakable whisper that says, "You must go through this." This calling is not something they can ignore. It's not glamorous or easy, and it often feels like an unbearable weight. These tests stretch them to their limits, shaking the foundation of their beliefs and forcing them to question everything, even their very identity. Most people, when faced with such challenges, retreat to the safety of their illusions. They turn away from the unknown and settle back into what is comfortable and familiar. The idea of leaving behind the life they know, even if it no longer serves them, feels too frightening to bear. But the chosen ones don't have that choice. They are compelled to move forward, even when the path ahead is dark and terrifying. They understand, at a deep level, that avoiding the challenge isn't an option. Each step they take, no matter how painful or uncertain, brings them closer to the truth of who they are meant to become. This is what sets them apart. The chosen ones face the tests not because they want to, but because their souls demand it. It is through this fire that they are transformed. The first test is perhaps the most foundational. It requires you to confront the truth of who you truly are. From the moment we become aware of the world around us, we begin constructing an identity, a mask we show to the world. This mask is made up of the roles we play, the achievements we chase, the relationships we cultivate, and the possessions we accumulate. We weave these elements together into a story that tells us, and everyone else, who we are. I am my career. I am my relationships. I am my successes. But these are just layers. Beneath them lies the raw, unadorned essence of you. The part of you that exists independent of titles, accolades, and material possessions. The first test is designed to strip away these superficial layers, forcing you to confront the truth beneath. It asks you to stand before the mirror, not as the version of yourself you've carefully curated, but as the person you are when all the external trappings are gone. This moment can be profoundly disorienting. Without the familiar anchors of your identity, you may feel like you're staring into an abyss. The questions arise like a storm. Who am I without my job, my relationships, my possessions? Who am I when all the things I thought defined me are no longer there? For many, this confrontation is unbearable. The mask has become so intertwined with their sense of self that they can't imagine existing without it. The prospect of facing the truth feels like standing on the edge of a cliff, and so they turn back. They retreat into the comfort of the illusions they've built, clinging tightly to their constructed identities to avoid the pain of self-examination. But the chosen ones do not retreat. They stand firm, even as the ground beneath them feels like it's crumbling. They stare into the abyss, no matter how frightening it may seem. They know that the only way to discover their true self is to confront the hardest question of all. Who am I really? And in that moment of courage, the journey of transformation begins. It's not an answer that comes easily or quickly. It's a process of peeling back the layers one by one until the essence of who you are is revealed. The chosen ones understand that this is not just a test. It's an awakening, for only when you see yourself as you truly are can you step into the fullness of who you are meant to become. The second test is the test of isolation. We live in a world that thrives on noise, a relentless, all-encompassing hum that fills every waking moment. Social media demands our attention, work obligations pull us in every direction, and endless streams of entertainment promise distraction at every turn. This constant noise drowns out something profoundly important: the voice of our true selves. The second test asks something radical of you. It asks you to step away from the noise and enter the silence. This is not merely physical isolation, though creating space for solitude can be part of it. This test calls for something deeper: mental and emotional solitude. It requires you to face yourself in a way that few ever dare. Sitting alone with your thoughts can be unsettling. In the quiet, there is no one to distract you from your fears, your insecurities, or the truths you've buried beneath layers of busyness. You are forced to confront not only your deepest desires but also the doubts and shadows you've long avoided. For most, this silence feels unbearable. It's easier to return to the noise, to immerse yourself in the distractions of the external world than to face what lies within. But the chosen ones approach the silence differently. They do not fear it, they embrace it. To them, the silence is not an enemy to be avoided, but a teacher waiting to guide them. It is in this stillness that they begin to hear a voice that has been calling to them all along. Their inner voice, the authentic self that knows the way forward. In the silence, the chosen ones discover clarity. They come to understand that the noise of the world is fleeting, but the truth found in stillness is eternal. It is this willingness to listen, to truly listen, that sets them apart. Letting go may sound simple, but it's one of the hardest challenges you'll face. We carry so much in life: grudges that weigh on our hearts, unfulfilled expectations that cloud our vision, disappointments that whisper of failure, and the heavy baggage of our past. These attachments become chains, binding us to pain and holding us back from the life we are meant to live. The third test asks something profoundly challenging of us. It asks us to let go. Letting go doesn't mean that you stop caring about the people, dreams, or goals that matter to you. It means you stop clinging to them with a desperate grip. It's about releasing the need to control every outcome and trusting that life knows what is best. Letting go requires immense strength, more than holding on ever will. It demands faith that what is meant for you will come to you in its time, and what is not meant for you will fall away, no matter how tightly you hold on. This process, however, is not straightforward. Just when you think you've mastered the art of release, life has a way of throwing you a curveball. Something or someone will appear: a relationship, an opportunity, a dream you thought you'd given up. And you'll feel the old urge to grasp again, to cling tightly to what feels familiar. In these moments, the real test begins. You must ask yourself, am I willing to let go even of this? Letting go is not a one-time act, but a continual practice, a conscious choice to trust in the flow of life. The chosen ones understand this. They see that freedom doesn't come from holding on, it comes from releasing. And in the act of letting go, they discover a profound truth. The less they cling, the more life gives them exactly what they need. The fourth test is the most harrowing of them all: the dark night of the soul. This test is one of the most profound and challenging trials anyone can face. It shatters the foundation of everything you thought you knew. Relationships you once relied on fall apart. Career paths that seemed certain dissolve into uncertainty. Even your sense of purpose, what once drove you, fades into obscurity. You are plunged into a state of intense inner turmoil, where nothing feels stable or secure. The questions come relentlessly. Why is this happening? What did I do to deserve this? Will I ever make it out of this darkness? This is the dark night of the soul, and it feels like the universe itself has turned against you. But here's the truth. This test is not a punishment. It is a purification. It strips away everything that is not truly you, the illusions, the attachments, the identities you've clung to, leaving you raw, vulnerable, and exposed. In this stripping away, you are brought closer to your core, to the essence of who you really are. The darkness feels suffocating, endless. Many lose themselves in despair, unable to see a way forward. They become trapped in the shadows, convinced there is no light on the other side. But the chosen ones endure. Even when the path ahead is invisible, even when belief feels impossible, they continue to trust. They trust not because they see the light, but because they know, deep down, that the darkness is temporary. They understand that the dark night of the soul is not the end, but the beginning of transformation, a crucible through which their true selves can emerge. In this test, faith is their only guide. Faith in the unseen, in the possibility of renewal, and in the quiet truth that even the deepest darkness holds the seed of light. The chosen ones hold on to this truth and keep moving forward step by step toward their awakening. Faith is the bridge that carries you from the deepest darkness to the promise of light. It is the invisible thread that holds you together when everything else in your life seems to unravel. This test is not about blind belief or naive optimism. It's about trusting in the unseen, in a greater plan, even when your current reality is filled with chaos, pain, and uncertainty. When you find yourself in the darkest moments of your journey, when the road ahead seems blocked and the weight of despair threatens to crush you, faith becomes your lifeline. But this faith is not passive. It requires courage. It demands that you acknowledge your pain fully, that you sit with your sorrow and doubts, and still choose to believe that there is a reason for it all. This is not easy. Faith in the midst of darkness feels like walking forward with no clear path, trusting that the ground will appear beneath your feet with each step. It asks you to hold on, even when everything around you screams for you to let go. For the chosen ones, faith is not an option. It is a necessity. They cling to it with everything they have, knowing that it is the only thing capable of guiding them through the abyss. Even when each step feels like it's leading them deeper into the shadows, they continue forward. The chosen ones understand a profound truth. Faith is not about avoiding the darkness. It is about enduring it. It is the quiet, unwavering belief that the light still exists, even if it cannot yet be seen. And it is this faith, this refusal to give up, that eventually leads them out of the darkness and into a place of transformation and renewal. The penultimate test is the test of surrender, a challenge that strikes at the heart of our deepest instincts. As humans, we are conditioned to seek control, to plan, to strategize, to bend life to fit our desires and expectations. But surrender asks something radically different. It does not mean giving up or losing hope. Instead, it means releasing your grip on the need to control every outcome. It's about trusting the flow of life, trusting that there is a power far greater than your own guiding the way. Surrender is not passive. It is an act of profound courage. It requires you to let go of the illusion that you can shape every aspect of your journey. Imagine swimming in a powerful river. If you fight against the current, struggling to swim upstream, you will only exhaust yourself. You may even drown in your effort to resist. But if you surrender to the flow, the river will carry you effortlessly, taking you to places you could never reach on your own. This is the essence of surrender, allowing life to unfold as it will, without resistance, and trusting that it will take you exactly where you need to be. The chosen ones understand this. They recognize that control is an illusion, a futile attempt to dictate the course of an existence far more intricate and vast than they can comprehend. Even when the path ahead is unclear, even when life feels uncertain or chaotic, they choose to trust. They let go of their need to control outcomes, believing that life knows what it's doing, even when they don't. Through surrender, the chosen ones find freedom. They learn that in letting go, they gain access to a greater intelligence, a flow of life that carries them toward growth, purpose, and peace. It is this trust, this willingness to surrender, that allows them to move forward with grace. The final test is not one of endurance, struggle, or even effort. It is a test of realization. It is the moment of awakening, the culmination of every trial and challenge you have faced. This test reveals the ultimate truth. You are not separate from life. You are life itself. a unique expression of its infinite beauty and purpose. In this awakening, the veil of illusion is lifted. You come to understand that the search for meaning, for purpose, has never been about finding something external. Your purpose is not out there, it has been within you all along. Every test you endured, every dark night, every moment of surrender, was leading you to this profound truth. Each challenge was a piece of the puzzle, designed to strip away the layers of falsehood and bring you closer to your essence. When this realization dawns, everything changes. The endless striving, the desperate need for validation, and the fear of the unknown begin to dissolve. You no longer feel the need to chase your purpose because you understand that simply being is purpose enough. Your life, in its entirety, is an expression of something greater, something divine. This awakening is not an end, it is a beginning. It is the moment when you step into the fullness of who you truly are, free from fear and doubt. You see the interconnectedness of all things and realize that every experience, both joyful and painful, has been a gift, guiding you toward this clarity. The chosen ones emerge from this test transformed. They carry with them a sense of peace, knowing that they are exactly where they are meant to be, and that their journey is not about becoming, but about embracing who they have been all along. The path of the chosen ones is not for the faint of heart. It requires immense courage, unshakable resilience, and a willingness to face life's most challenging tests. It calls you to step into the unknown, to endure darkness, and to confront truths that many shy away from. But for those who persevere, the rewards are beyond imagination. You'll find freedom from fear, a sense of unshakable purpose, and a profound connection to the flow of life itself, a harmony that brings peace and fulfillment in ways words cannot capture. So now, I ask you, are you ready to take this journey? Are you ready to face these tests, embrace the pain, and uncover the truth of who you truly are? The path is not easy, it never has been, but it is worth every step. And if you feel even the faintest call in your heart, know this: you are already one of the chosen ones. The choice to answer the call is yours to make. Thank you for joining us today and exploring these profound truths. If this message resonates with you, if it sparks something within your soul, we invite you to continue this journey with us. Subscribe to this channel for more inspiration, guidance, and stories that will uplift and challenge you. Together, we can explore the depths of life's mysteries and help each other along the path. Remember, you are never alone on this journey. Every step you take brings you closer to awakening, to freedom, and to the realization of your unique purpose. Thank you for being here. We look forward to walking this path with you. They tested your blood. Yes, you heard that right. They examined it in their laboratories, questioned it, and tried to comprehend the incredible power coursing through your veins. But the results left them in shock, and you in triumph. The truth? You are not ordinary. You are chosen. This energy within you, this divine force, is destined to change the world. They cannot stop your ascension because you exist beyond their understanding. Are you ready to embrace this truth? If so, let your voice be heard. Write 77 in the comments to declare your power and your chosenness. Remember, this is only the beginning. For too long, they believed they could shape your world, manipulate your reality, and define your worth. But now, the truth is dawning on them. Their supposed strength was nothing more than a shadow cast by your light, a borrowed confidence masking their dependence on you. Without your energy, their fragile house of cards collapses, leaving them scrambling in the ruins of their own illusions. The fragility of borrowed strength. Those who once sought control over you often wore the guise of strength and charm, projecting an image of confidence and authority. Their demeanor was carefully curated to inspire trust, portraying them as steadfast and reliable. Yet beneath this polished exterior lay a fragile ego, desperate for validation, a need they cunningly sought to fulfill through you. They were masters of subtle manipulation, planting seeds of self-doubt during your most vulnerable moments. Their calculated words twisted reality, reframing their domination as care, their interference as concern, and their silence as punishment, cultivating a cycle of emotional dependence that left you questioning your own worth. These individuals thrived in environments where harmony was valued over confrontation, exploiting your empathy and kindness as tools to maintain their control. They knew the language of guilt and gratitude, wielding it to secure their position. Each act of giving on your part was met with a carefully constructed response designed to keep you unaware of the power imbalance. They became the constant takers, feeding on your willingness to sacrifice, while ensuring you remained blind to their true intentions. But every cycle has its breaking point. The moment you chose to reclaim your narrative, the cracks in their control began to show. Perhaps it was a single quiet act, a firm boundary drawn where there had been none, a refusal to bend to their expectations, or an unapologetic decision to prioritize your well-being. That seemingly small step set off a chain reaction that unraveled their carefully constructed facade. The illusion of their strength, so dependent on your acquiescence, began to crumble. With each act of self-assertion, the equilibrium they relied upon tipped irreversibly out of their favor. The foundation of their dominance, built on your energy and compliance, started to falter. Suddenly, the rules of their game no longer applied. The power dynamic shifted, exposing the fragility they had long hidden behind their confident exterior. What they once took for granted, the quiet support, the endless understanding, the unspoken sacrifices, was no longer theirs to control. Your decision to prioritize yourself was not just an act of defiance, but a declaration of worth. It was a reclamation of your energy and autonomy, a statement that you would no longer be a passive participant in a narrative they dictated. As their influence waned, they were forced to confront a reality they had long avoided. Their strength was never their own, and without you, the carefully balanced facade they had constructed could not stand. Their loss was profound, but it was theirs alone to bear, a consequence of their choices. For you, it was the beginning of freedom, growth, and self-discovery, a transformation they could no longer contain. The power of walking away. Walking away is not just an act of defiance. It is a transformative declaration of independence, a profound moment of reclaiming your narrative and stepping into your power. It signifies the recognition of your inherent worth, a worth that was never theirs to define or diminish. By choosing to leave, you break free from the constraints they carefully crafted, unshackling yourself from the emotional chains they used to maintain their dominance. It is an assertion of a power they worked tirelessly to keep you unaware of, a light they sought to dim to protect their fragile illusions of control. For those who sought to hold you back, this moment is a reckoning. Their regret, raw and unrelenting, now consumes them. They are forced to confront the undeniable truth that their world revolved around a star they thought they could manipulate. You. They thrived on your energy, your strength, and your unwavering presence. Your compassion, which they dismissed as weakness, was in reality the foundation of their stability. Your patience, which they mistook for compliance, was a testament to your resilience and grace. Now, without you, their carefully constructed facade begins to crumble. The strength they projected to the world was never truly their own. It was borrowed, sustained by the unwavering light you provided. Stripped of your support, the cracks in their false confidence grow deeper, revealing the hollow core beneath. They are left grappling with a harsh reality they long denied, that their control was never real, merely an illusion built on the foundation of your sacrifice and energy. This realization is haunting for them. They must now face the void left by your absence, a chasm that cannot be filled by their own means. What they once mistook for their own radiance was nothing more than a reflection of your inner fire. They underestimated you at every turn, failing to see the immense strength within you. Their regret stems not only from losing you, but from recognizing how profoundly they misunderstood your worth. What they thought was control, a dynamic where they believed themselves to be the orchestrators of your life, was, in truth, an imbalance sustained by your generosity and your unwillingness to confront their manipulations. Now, the illusion has been shattered. The truth stands undeniable. Your power, compassion, and patience were the forces that held their world together. In walking away, you have not only liberated yourself, but also sent a powerful message. You have shown them, and the world, that true strength cannot be borrowed, stolen, or subdued. It comes from within, from the courage to rise above manipulation and choose yourself. And now, as they wrestle with the consequences of their actions, you move forward, unbound and radiant, a testament to the unyielding force of self-worth and independence. The phoenix rises. You are like a phoenix, rising majestically from the ashes of manipulation and control, transformed and triumphant. Where once they sought to dim your light and anchor you to their narrative, you now soar unbound, unapologetic, and undeniably strong. You have stepped into a future shaped by your resilience and courage, leaving behind the chains of their control. No longer tethered to their expectations or manipulations, your path is one of growth, healing, and self-discovery, a radiant proclamation of your worth and potential. The energy they once siphoned from you, the very life force they relied upon to maintain their illusion of power, has been reclaimed. It now fuels your purpose, driving you toward a life of abundance, peace, and fulfillment. Every step forward is a testament to the strength you always possessed, a strength they sought to control, but never truly understood. You have turned the pain they caused into a source of inspiration, the doubts they planted into a foundation of self-belief, and the limitations they imposed into a boundless horizon of possibilities. Their regret, raw and relentless, is not yours to bear. It is the natural consequence of their own choices, a reckoning they must face alone. You owe them nothing, no explanation, no solace, no place in the future you are building. Their loss is not just your absence, it is the loss of the energy, compassion, and strength you once gave so freely. As you rise, their world unravels, and they are forced to confront the stark reality of their own inadequacies. What they once projected as strength and control was, in truth, a fragile facade upheld by your light. Now, that facade has withered, leaving them to navigate the emptiness they created. Stripped of the support they took for granted, they must grapple with the painful truth. Their identity, their confidence, their very sense of stability were all built on what you provided. Without you, the foundation they so carefully constructed crumbles, revealing vulnerabilities they worked tirelessly to conceal. Their borrowed strength is gone, and they are left with nothing but the void they tried to deny. Your departure has become a mirror reflecting their shortcomings, a spotlight illuminating the flaws in their carefully curated image. But their regret, while profound, is not your responsibility. It is their burden to carry, their lesson to learn. As they remain tethered to the remnants of the past, you move forward, empowered and unencumbered. You have reclaimed your narrative and become the author of your destiny. Like the phoenix, you have turned destruction into renewal, rising brighter and stronger than before. You are a testament to the unyielding power of self-worth, and your transformation is not just a personal victory. It is an inspiration to others who long to break free. You are living proof that true strength lies in choosing yourself, in letting go of what no longer serves you, and in embracing the boundless possibilities of a life lived on your own terms. A reckoning for the manipulators. For those who sought to dominate you, this moment marks their reckoning. Their carefully constructed facade of control has shattered, and the truth they fought so hard to avoid now stands before them in stark clarity. They can no longer deny that their identity, their confidence, and their sense of authority were never truly their own. All along, it was pieced together from the energy you so selflessly provided. What they believed was strength was, in reality, a fragile construct built on the foundation of your light, your compassion, and your resilience. Like a house built on shifting sands, their false confidence has crumbled, leaving them to confront the void that has always existed within. This collapse lays bare the fragility of their supposed power, a power they wielded with desperation disguised as control. They orchestrated a facade to keep you under their influence, but it was you who anchored their sense of stability and worth. Without your presence, without the energy they extracted from you, their carefully curated image of dominance can no longer stand. Now, they find themselves trapped in the haunting awareness of their failure. It is not merely the loss of you that haunts them, though that loss is profound. It is the realization that they squandered the potential they once held in their hands. They had access to your strength, your support, and your boundless ability to uplift, and instead of nurturing that connection, they chose to manipulate and control. In their attempts to diminish you, they failed to recognize the very foundation of their own existence was rooted in the strength they sought to suppress. This reckoning forces them to face a brutal truth. Their inability to grow has left them stagnant, even as you rise far beyond their grasp. While you have embraced transformation and liberation, they remain chained to the remnants of their own insecurities. The gap between your ascent and their stagnation grows wider with each step you take toward your authentic self. Their failure is not just in losing your presence, but in failing to evolve. They now see the opportunities they forfeited, the trust they betrayed, and the strength they undervalued. What they once dismissed as your vulnerability was, in truth, the power that sustained them. Now, with that power reclaimed, they are left to navigate the desolation of a life without the energy and support they so recklessly relied upon. As they are forced to confront their shortcomings, you continue to rise. Your journey of self-discovery and empowerment shines as a beacon, a reminder that growth is always possible, but only for those willing to face their own flaws and limitations. Their reckoning is a consequence of their choices, a mirror reflecting the emptiness they worked so hard to conceal. And as they remain bound to the past, you soar into a future of freedom, purpose, and unyielding strength. Your transformation, a light for others. Your journey is a profound testament to resilience and self-discovery, a living narrative of the strength it takes to reclaim your energy and transform your life. You've taken the fragments of yourself that others sought to control and turned them into a masterpiece of purpose and empowerment. By redirecting your energy toward your own growth and healing, you've created a sanctuary for your soul, a sacred space where your authenticity thrives and your spirit is free to soar. This transformation is more than personal triumph. It is a call to others who find themselves bound by the chains of toxic relationships and manipulative dynamics. Your story shines like a beacon in the darkness, illuminating a path of hope for those who feel trapped. You've shown that liberation is not only possible but inevitable when one chooses to prioritize self-worth and authenticity. By sharing your journey, you inspire others to rise, to reclaim their own narratives, and to break free from the constraints of those who seek to diminish them. As you ascend, the relationships in your life transform as well. No longer tethered to connections that drain and deplete, you now attract bonds built on mutual respect, trust, and shared growth. The energy that was once stolen or squandered on manipulative influences is now directed toward nurturing relationships that uplift and empower you. These connections are a reflection of your evolution, a testament to the boundaries you've established and the standards you now uphold. In your newfound clarity, you've embraced the limitless possibilities of a life unbound by manipulation and control. You have proven that true connection comes from reciprocity, from relationships that honor and celebrate your growth rather than fear it. Each step forward reinforces your independence and reveals the beauty of living in alignment with your true self. Your journey also serves as a profound reminder to others. There is power in choosing yourself. There is strength in letting go of what no longer serves you, in saying no to relationships that demand you shrink, and in creating a life that reflects your values and aspirations. Through your transformation, you demonstrate that healing and growth are not only attainable but deeply fulfilling. This is your time to thrive, to live unencumbered by the expectations or manipulations of others. As you continue to rise, Your light grows ever brighter, drawing in those who resonate with your energy and repelling those who seek only to take. Your story becomes a symbol of possibility, a testament to the unyielding power of self-discovery, and an invitation for others to step into their own strength. By choosing yourself, you've not only transformed your life, you've inspired countless others to do the same. The weight of regret. For them, regret has become an unbearable burden, a constant shadow that refuses to lift. Every manipulation they once executed with precision now returns to them, its sting amplified by the stark clarity of hindsight. The cold silences they wielded as weapons, the subtle power plays they thought went unnoticed, and the calculated words meant to undermine your confidence, all of these now echo with a hollow resonance. The realization of what they've lost grows heavier with each passing moment. The world they once saw as thriving and under their control has become a barren wasteland, devoid of the vitality and light that your presence brought into their lives. Without you, they stumble through the ruins of their own making, fumbling in the darkness they created. Haunted by their failures, they are forced to confront a reflection they worked so hard to avoid. What stares back at them is not just the loss of your presence, but the undeniable truth of their own shortcomings. The energy they once took for granted, the compassion they mistook for weakness, and the patience they exploited were not infinite resources. These were gifts you gave freely, not because you had to, but because of your strength and capacity for love. Now stripped of those gifts, they are left with the emptiness they refuse to acknowledge. Their downfall is not a sudden collapse but a slow unraveling, a painful exposure of the fragile foundation upon which their supposed power was built. They must now wrestle with the truth they tried so desperately to deny. Control founded on another's strength is always destined to fail, but their downfall is not your responsibility. Their regret, raw and unrelenting, is a consequence of their choices, a lesson they must learn on their own. The pain they feel is not yours to soothe, nor is it your burden to carry. It is a mirror they must face alone, one that reflects the cracks in their character and the void in their own hearts. This reckoning is not about revenge or vindication. It is simply the natural order of things. You have stepped into your power, reclaimed your energy, and chosen a path of growth and authenticity. Their inability to grow alongside you was their own decision, and the regret they now feel is theirs alone to endure. For you, this moment is a release, a shedding of the weight they once imposed upon you. It is a reminder that your worth is not tied to their validation, and your strength is not diminished by their failures. While they grapple with their loss, you continue to rise, unshackled, unapologetic, and unyielding. Their regret is the echo of their own actions, a testament to the truth that they alone must face. And as they linger in the shadows of what could have been, you walk boldly into the light of what is yet to come, a future defined entirely by your own strength and vision. Dear brothers and sisters, this is your time to shine. You are chosen, imbued with divine strength and purpose. The Bible reminds us in Luke 6:38 that whatever is done in faith will return to God in abundant blessing. Your journey is grounded in this truth. Each step you take is a testament to God's divine plan for your life. Now, as you step into your power, consider sharing God's blessings with the world. Click the super thank you button on YouTube to contribute to His mission. With your generosity, you help spread His love and grace, touching countless lives. Your life is no longer defined by the expectations of others. You've broken free, and now your light shines brighter than ever. You've shown the world that true power comes from within, from choosing yourself, and from embracing your God-given purpose. Your story is a testament to the limitless potential of a life lived in authenticity and faith. May you continue to rise, illuminating the path for others as they seek their own freedom. Remember, you are chosen, and this is only the beginning. Let your light shine for the world to see.